big NDTV exclusive. After the Pahalgam terror attack, the Modi government took a major step by suspending the Indus Waters Treaty and started regulating the flow of water from the rivers into Pakistan. Now, NDTV has gone to the ground to reveal the impact of India's Indus strike. This is for the first time you are seeing the real impact of India's action on Pakistan from the ground, in the words of Pakistanis themselves.
पानी और खून भी एक साथ नहीं बह सकता।
Post Pahalgam terror attack, India's first strike on Pakistan. Indus Water Treaty put on hold on April 23rd, a day after the ghastly attack. India started to strictly regulate the flow of water from three rivers of the Indus river system, Jhelum, Chenab and Indus, into Pakistan. Information accessed by NDTV from Pakistan shows India's water strike has started to hurt the neighbouring country. According to the daily water situation report of Pakistan's Indus River System Authority, on June 5th this year, Pakistan government's Indus River Water System Authority released 1,24,500 cusecs of water to Punjab province, whereas a year ago, on June 5, 2024, 1,43,600 cusecs of water was released, which means this year Pakistan's Punjab province got 19,100 cusecs or 13.30% less water.
Whereas the data for June 16 shows that total water released from Indus River system to Pakistan's Sindh province was 1,33,000 cusecs. Whereas the amount of water released to the province last year on June 16 was 1,60,000 cusecs. This shows water released by IRSA to Sindh province is 27,000 cusecs. That is 16.87% less this year vis-a-vis last year as on June 16th.
Receding water level in Pakistan's Indus River system threatens the Kharif crop sowing in the country. Kushal is a resident of Muzaffarabad in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. He says, if India stops water, he will suffer.
मैं इसी दरिया का काम करना, इस दरिया से जो पानी ना होगा ना तो रिजक सारे मौसम बच्चे का मुतासर हो जाती। पानी की वजह तो रिजक आंदा है, पानी आंदा दरिया में रेत आंदी है, रेत काट के बच्चे का निजाम चलाने।
Ishtaq Hussain is a farmer from the Tandali area near Muzaffarabad. He cultivates corn on the banks of Jhelum. He also fears India cutting the water flow.
असां में रोजगार जिहड़े तमाम तर फैक्टरां दे जरिए काम करते हैं, सरहद काम करते हैं। अगर दरियावां दा पानी बारिशां नहीं हो रही, अगर दरियावां दा पानी पीछे हो जाते हैं तो अस दी ज़राअत दी तमाम मुतासर हो जाती है। कोई गल्ला नहीं हो सकता, कोई रिज़्क असीं मतलब ज़रिया माश तमाम इसका जिम्मेदारी नाल। अगर दलदल बारिशां नहीं हैं तो दरिया का पानी तो है ही है, दरिया का पानी असीं लागा मोटरां नाल सप्लाई करके अपने जमीनों को देने। अगर वो ना होगा तो असां दे बच्चे बिल्कुल भुखे जाए मरते हैं।
Ishtaq's brother Muhammad Hussain Shah also shares the same fears.
ਅਸੀਂ ਜ਼ਿੰਮੇਦਾਰ ਲੋਕ ਹਾਂ, ਖੇਤੀਬਾੜੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਦਰਿਆਵਾਂ ਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਹੈ ਦਰਿਆ ਜਲਮ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਅਸਾਂ ਪੰਪ ਵਗੈਰਾ ਲਾਏ ਦੇ, ਮੋਟਰਾਂ ਲਾਈ ਦੀਆਂ, ਟਰੈਕਟਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਅਸਾਂ ਟੈਂਕੀਆਂ ਵਗੈਰਾ ਵੀ ਰੱਖੀ ਦੀਆਂ। ਤਾਂ ਅਗਰ ਮੋਦੀ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਅਗਰ ਪਾਣੀ ਬੰਦ ਕਰਦਾ ਤਾਂ ਅਸਾਂ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦਾ ਰੋਜ਼ਗਾਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਜ਼ਮੀਨ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਕੱਢਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਅਸਾਂ ਦਾ ਰੋਜ਼ਗਾਰ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਖਤਮ ਹੋ ਜਾਊਗਾ।
Experts believe that reduced flow from India will have a major impact on Pakistan's agriculture.
जो पहलगाम वाक़या हुआ उसके बाद जो इंडिया ने 149 माहिदा मतल करके उन्होंने यहाँ ये दोनों दरियाओं का पानी रोकने की धमकी दी है। ये आप देखें अगर चकोटी से लेकर जो मंगला डैम तक दरिया के साथ साथ जितने भी इलाके हैं ये सारा इन्हिसार ज़राअत का ये डायरेक्टली और इनडायरेक्टली जो है ये दोनों दरियाओं के पानी पर है।
Pakistani experts fear India's hardening of water stance will have devastating impact on the country's whole environment ecosystem.
Prior sharing of flow data with Pakistan, तो उसमें एक जो सबसे बड़ा जो इशू हमें आ रहा है वो ये आ रहा है कि जब वो रिवर के फ्लो को जब वो रेगुलेट कर लेते हैं या वो कंट्रोल कर लेंगे तो उसके बाद आपके जो डाउन स्ट्रीम उसके इम्पैक्ट्स है ना इमीडिएट वो आते हैं आपके रिवर आए जो आपके इकोसिस्टम है या जो रिवर इकोलॉजी है उसके ऊपर आएगा। अब उसके बाद जो दूसरा इसका इम्पैक्ट होता है वो रिवर हाइड्रोलिक्स के ऊपर भी होता है। जब आपका फ्लो आल्टर्ड फ्लो आ रहा हो कभी बहुत कम और कभी बहुत ज़्यादा, तो जब बहुत ज़्यादा फ्लो आएगा तो ऑब्वियसली वो रिवर डाउन स्ट्रीम आपकी साइड एरियाज़ में जो आपका जिस तरह का हमारा हिली टेरेन है वो ज़मीन के कटाव की वजह बनेगा, उससे लैंडस्लाइड्स भी ट्रिगर हो जाते हैं।
Former Indus Commissioner A.K. Bajaj told NDTV, monsoon is still weeks away and in the coming weeks Pakistan's water crisis will further worsen.
Northern region reservoirs in India, it has been precarious since the last 5-6 months, and there is less water overall in the whole of the northern region and the northeast region also. So that northern region includes the western rivers also which go to Pakistan, and there is less water in these rivers in these years. And Pakistan has majorly bigger crisis on this because 80% of their agricultural sustenance is based on the Indus water system only. So when there is less water in the Indus waters, it is going to affect the agriculture system of Pakistan.
In fact, once monsoon begins, Pakistan will have to face fresh challenge.
After suspending the Indus Water Treaty on 23rd April, India has stopped sharing all kinds of information and data with Pakistan regarding the water level in the three western rivers of the Indus river system, Jhelum, Chenab and Indus, that flow from India to Pakistan. This could be devastating for Pakistan, especially during the monsoon season, because when the water levels will rise in these rivers, India will not give any prior information to Pakistan regarding the possibility of a flood disaster inside Pakistan.
I think India's decision to hold the treaty in abeyance stems from the trigger of the Pahalgam attacks, obviously, right? Our anger, our pain, we want to show Pakistan some steps. But along with it, the basis of that is that for many years, we've been asking Pakistan to sit down on the tables with us and to renegotiate, discuss the treaty. Pakistan has been simply stonewalling and not listening to our requests.
Strategic affairs experts believe India's Indus action will have both short and long-term impact on Pakistan. In near future, India will regulate the flow of the water from Indus river system, whereas in the long term, India plans to build big water storage structures to be able to use more and more water from these rivers. It's clear that Pakistan is in for a water and agricultural crisis. With camera person Rakesh Singh, Himanshu for NDTV.
And it can be seen clearly on ground in Pakistan. Dr. Tara Kartha is joining us. She is former Director, National Security Council, Secretariat. Dr. Tara Kartha, we are seeing the impact. There was the decision that was taken on 23rd April. It was foreseen that this will have the nature of this impact with the monsoon season right here, and also the impact on the agriculture, because particularly in that entire region of Punjab, 80% of the farmers are dependent on this water.
See, I think for years, I mean, I've said, I think, on your channel before also that this is one of the dumbest treaties ever signed. I'm sorry to put it plainly. The Indus Water Treaty, I don't know how on earth we signed it. 80% goes to them, the rest to us. That was one. Number two, no revision clause, no exit clause. What kind of a treaty is this? So that apart, we've been saying, okay, we signed it. We said, okay, let's talk about it because there is climate change. There's a lot of stuff going on. They refuse to talk about it. And you know, Maria, what I found really strange is even those projects which would have actually benefited Pakistan, like the Pakul Dul, it would have stopped flooding in their areas. And it was their Indus Water Commissioner had actually agreed to it. Then he went back. And then, of course, the army must have sort of, breathed, so literally sat on him. And he came back and he said, sorry, I can't do this anymore. We cannot allow Pakul Dul Dam. So the attitude has been one of opposing everything that you do, regardless of the fact that it is harming Pakistan. So right now, until even after Pulwama, we continued to cooperate with them on the Indus water data and some amount of data sharing we withheld. But otherwise, we were on with the Indus Water Treaty. How much more generosity can you expect?
So, Dr. Kartha, not anymore. That's what the Water Resources Ministry here is saying, that not anymore will that data be shared of how much water will be released and what is the level of water, not anymore.
Indeed, absolutely. And also the fact, the very real fact that all of us, there is, like I think as somebody said on the show, there's a reduced water availability anyway. And this is going to get worse. If Pakistan had the slightest sense, they would, start off by trying to reopen negotiations on the treaty and giving in where it is good for them. And say, let's now deal with this climate change, climate shift together. They should start desilting their own canals. They should start doing a bunch of things which they can do themselves. But instead, they will push themselves into a corner and then blame India for everything. So this time, we actually did what they blamed us for years. Okay, for years they said we are stopping water when we never did. And when their Indus Water Commissioner, Jamaat Ali Shah, said India is not stealing a drop of water, he had to flee the country. He had to literally leave the country and go to Sweden. So now it is being done. So there we go.
All right, Dr. Tara Kartha, I appreciate your time. Now, bringing you another NDTV special report. This is normalcy, which is starting to return to Jammu and Kashmir after the Pahalgam terror attack. 16 tourist spots that were closed in Jammu and Kashmir after Pahalgam terror attack being reopened for tourists. Here's a special report by Nazir Masoodi, who's reporting from the Betab Valley.
Tourist spots have been reopened here in Pahalgam, so are the adventure activities, and this is zip line cycling here at Betab Valley, one of the famous tourist spots that has been reopened today for the tourists. A large number of tourists are coming, enjoying this adventure activity here in Pahalgam. There's several other tourist spots that remained closed for last 2 months have been reopened today, restoring the confidence of the tourists and also restoring the livelihood of the people here who had actually lost their livelihood for last 2 months. And let me show you what it means, because there are large number of tourists who have been coming here on an average in this park. 1,500 to 2,000 people would come here every day. But for last 2 months, nobody turned up. And this morning, this park by the Betab Valley was open, which is very, very famous tourist spot, which is named after Bollywood film movie Betab, which was shot here in 1980s. And since then, large number of people. But because of the Pahalgam terror attack on April 22nd, we saw entire, tourist activities have come to a halt. As you can see here, young children and people enjoying here this zip line cycling or the sky cycling here in Betab Valley, here in Pahalgam. Really a fun, as people are really enjoying. They are coming back to their favorite tourist destinations here in Pahalgam, as 16 tourist destinations across Jammu and Kashmir have been reopened today, and it's only the first phase. And other tourist destinations which were closed after Pahalgam terror attack would be now reopened in a phased manner.